It's Arik from Firearms Nation. I am here live at SHOT Show. They are boarding everything up, rolling up the carpets, and getting ready to get out of here. Yep. But I was still able to capture the legendary Bruce Gray, who's now working for Sig Sauer on some projects. Bruce, how you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm not hospitalized yet, so that's probably a first. I think the SHOT Show crud is starting to creep up for my left foot, and will probably hit my lungs sometime tonight. But I'm actually doing really well. I almost still have a voice left, and I'm still able to speak English. I'd say I'm doing pretty great.
That's great. What is going on with Gray Guns and SIG for 2016?
A lot of things. As some people may know, Sig Sauer has a pretty good-sized aspirational shooting team, of which my good friend Arik Levy is one of our star members. Team Sig Sauer is planning some really big things in coordination with our partners, 511 Tactical and Blade Tech, Lucas Oil Products, GT Targets. We've got a lot of exciting things going on. ESS iPro has come on big with us again, and so I'm very excited about that because that gives us the opportunity to have more than 20 really excellent shooters out there promoting the P320 and really kind of doing great work with that platform to help show us what that gun really needs to be, what it needs to become, and that's kind of the focus of our work on the gunsmithing and R&D side. So it's really kind of dovetails well.
And can you talk about anything that's going on with the 320 for this year? Don't worry about that sound.
Yeah, I can actually. I can't speak, of course, for what the factory engineers, Matthew Taylor and his crew, are doing with the what I think is still provisionally called the R5, the 5-inch competition or target pistol variant. I know on our end we've been doing a lot of background work, working on trigger mechanisms and on more prosaic but really important things like slide geometry, barrel mass. You shot the bull barrel 4.7-inch gun that we brought here as kind of a technology demonstrator, and that work I think is certainly informing the factory effort to a degree. I'm proud of that association and being able to actually kind of help make a few of these things happen. I think we're going to end up with, I know we're going to end up with a polymer framed 5-inch top quality service pistol that will be adapted to competition, that will compete against all comers. I mean, again, one of the things that we started off with, as you know, was a kind of a challenge, if you will, by the folks at SIG to get us to compete at least with the polymer market. The perception being that the P320 could be maybe the best of the polymer frame striker guns. But in production division shooting, we are also competing against a lot of steel frame guns and a lot of other alternative action styles that have been very, very competitive and have been doing really well in the last few years in the hands of the top shooters. I figured that it wasn't good enough just to say that we're going to be able to have the best striker gun. I want to have the best gun. I want to have something out there that will beat all comers. Our new product manager, Phil Strader, who of course is the former head of USPSA and the current single stack national champion, if anybody knows how to put together a competitive gun, it's going to be Phil, and he shares that vision. The P320 has to be able to beat all comers toe to toe, and what we're working on right now is absolutely going to do that. That I absolutely guarantee you.
And what about you, Bruce? Are you going to be competing?
I am going to be competing. The Lord has been merciful to me, and after some health issues and a lot of work over the last few years, trying to get a lot of things done, haven't had time and energy to really put into competition. But this year, I'm not going to say I'm going to slow down and back off on other things, but I'm going to reprioritize some things. Once my fairly substantial backlog at the shop is out of the way, we have these R&D projects finished, we're going to be in a position where I can kind of get out there and start shooting. So I'm going to hit some NRA action matches this year, going to take a real strong shot at the Bianchi Cup and at the Action Pistol World Championships in New Zealand, hit some of the other regional matches because my thing is more as, technical shooting, and never been the fastest guy, never been the best USPSA or IPSC shooter, but I'm going to do a little of that too. Again, to prove the P320 and to get you to kind of go out there and campaign it, And of course we got Max and now Lena Mikwick, who's full-time day jobs are going to be to win matches. So between all of us running this platform, I think there's just great things. This is going to be the best year ever.
Now, I'm going to talk about something real quick and then we'll go, but this is to create some controversy. What do you tell people when they say that they don't want to shoot a SIG because it has the high bore axis? It's got a high bore axis, therefore the gun's going to jump out of my hands.
There's a number of things I could say. First off, I personally have shot pretty competitively. I've never been the best shooter. I did make a living pulling a trigger in years past, but I was the lousiest shooter, the least skilled competitive shooter that still made a living pulling a trigger, and I shot guns with high bore axes and did really well. The guys that say that have never fired in 1911, first off. And they'd never seen Max Michel go out and set what would be open class records with a production gun at the Steel Challenge. They've never seen Yang Li or you or some of our other shooters go through and shred things with a P320 that other people would really have a hard time matching or beating with any other platform. The bore axis thing is only just one element of a whole range of elements and factors that all go into making a pistol controllable and repeatable. After all, what comes down to and what counts is that the sights come back into the notch where you're looking on the target when the slide closes and everything's done between shots. And if it does that, great. And if it doesn't do that, then you have other problems. And the bore axis thing is so overblown, and the bore axis isn't really that high. That energy's got to go somewhere. When I shoot certain pistols with extremely low bore axes, I used to shoot for H&K back in the 80s, we shot P7s. Well, yeah, they're really flat, but they torque to the side. That energy has to go somewhere. In the case of the SIG, the way we've balanced them, the way we're setting this pistol up, we're able to get the sights to come up, track, come back down in the notch, and stop. And that's what we're looking for. And since Mason Lane is out there shooting 12s with the thing and hitting everything, I'd say we don't really have any kind of defensive argument we need to make. It's just a load of BS.
So it's more the archer rather than the bow.
You know, I think it's about the gun, but it's not because of the gun. I think, and that's probably the best way of putting it. Obviously, I'd be disingenuous if I said the gun didn't matter. Of course it did. Otherwise, I wouldn't have spent the last 17 months of 80-hour weeks working on the darn thing. I really wouldn't have. But to say that the gun makes the difference, no. But all things being equal, the P320 is simply already as competitive as anything out there. We simply want to make it more than competitive against anything out there, and we're going to do it. I'm very, very confident. That's not hubris or arrogance, I hope to say so. We know what we're doing with this, and we've got the performance from 2015 to back us up.
Please click subscribe down below if you enjoyed this content and want to get more, and sign up at firearmsnation.com to get all your updates. Join the nation, Firearms Nation.
Thank you.